Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Greater Germanic Reich. So, in the last episode, Hitler's health got worse and worse, and now he is currently critical. The good news, though, is that we are managing to keep our influence fairly high at 45, which is at par with Martin Bormann, who is obviously the, well, favorite, I would say, of the game. So we'll see how we're gonna progress today. As far as our economy goes, things are looking fairly good. Our GDP has been steadily rising. We have an actual pretty good GDP growth going right now of 2%, with a yearly deficit of 0.44%, meaning that that we are kind of good, you know, kind of good. And we are so. Oh, actually, we should have the credit rating upgraded now, so we're gonna see what the effect on the debt is going to be. But we've already managed it down to lower it down to 105.4%, which is pretty good. We'll see how it's gonna go. I'd like to see the debt actually not only relatively but also absolutely dropping. But at this point, I think I'll settle for dropping it below 100%. We'll see what the outcome of the current situation in the Reich is going to be, but I prefer to have the economy as strong as possible in either way. Anyway, Levant is still fighting, but they seem to be losing. This territory is... yeah, they lost quite a lot of territory. So the fight is becoming more and more one-sided. I guess they're still getting the volunteers, but they're probably not able to stop the Turkish forces. Anyway, what's going on with Madagascar? We've already talked about it a bit, and there was some kind of trouble brewing there. Emil Maurice is not doing anything to alleviate that, but I don't see any development there. That's kind of weird. National focus completed. Calm down the Wehrmacht. With the Führer's bestowment upon Speer, the soon-to-be vacant chalice of the Reich, many of the state's most cherished institutions have responded poorly to the news, the worst of which has come from the Wehrmacht. Given the Wehrmacht's traditionally conservative beliefs, it's unsurprising that the selection of a relatively liberal, at least by our standards, has upset them greatly. In order to maintain order in the Reich, we must first calm down the Wehrmacht. So our Speer's legitimacy has increased by 5, command power has dropped by 20, but that's fine. Base stability has increased by 3, and slight increase minimum investment in army funding. So what does slightly mean? Slightly means actually by quite a lot. The deficit has increased significantly to 1.1% of the GDP. But so did our real growth, so it increased to 2.2%. So we have about 0.3 growth higher than we had, and we have about 2.5 higher deficit. But you know, this is still fine. So what's coming next? Find the reformers, okay, or support the Kriegsmarine. That increases minimum investment in naval funding. That's not great. So let's go with find the reformers and see what they will do to us. But our legitimacy is now 50, so we are doing good. And the next legitimacy increase is going to be in 23 days. So we are, yeah, in 45 days. Okay, we're getting ahead. We are getting ahead. And I like how the minimal investment in Wehrmacht immediately tanked our deficit. That's dang. Army is expensive. I wonder though if it's based on real stats. Like, for example, in Millennium Dawn, if we disbanded some of the units, if we would have... But I guess so, because someone mentioned in the comments that if we wanted to, we could disband some of the ships that we have, and that would lower naval expenditures. I haven't really checked if the Adler actually increased that, so That's my bad. I should have looked into that. Okay, fuel is increasing. We do have some Navy experience, Army experience. Do we have any doctrines available? Yeah, they have a maneuver warfare doctrine, combined operations, and strategic firearm doctrine. Spear points, combined blitz, adaptive command training. This looks like a mix of World War II doctrine and modern doctrines. Interesting. It's kind of interesting to see how all mods tackle the same topic, each in their own way. Okay, well, this is looking pretty good. Our amount of factories is actually nicely increasing. We are at 81 civilian ones. So what about construction? How are we doing? We have 4 full slots, improving infrastructure in Ostpreußen, Niederdenau, Westfalen, North and West Ems. And in Berlin we're still building a prison, but we'll need to shuttle some more buildings very soon, because we are doing kind of fine. Hey, more opportunities available. So let's look for them. Veterans demand their share. Millions of German soldiers were rewarded after our glorious victory in the Second World War. Our loyal troops oversaw the creation of the greatest empire the world has yet seen. It was therefore only fitting to reward them accordingly. Many veterans were given lands to settle, positions of power and influence, prestige, and more than their share of wealth. This was easy enough to handle following the days of our great victory. This has set a precedent of entitlement. Yet another generation of soldiers are retiring, and there isn't near the amount of wealth to go around. There simply hasn't been any new conquest. Still, they expect, and even demand, the same compensation the heroes of the latest war were gifted, even the men who haven't seen a lick of battle. The most vocal of the new veterans are the last of our men to see real war, the veterans of the West Russian conflict. There is no doubt that they suffered greatly to hold back the tide of the red rats that threatened Muscovian, and therefore only ask for their fair share. It is time we handled retirement benefits once and for all, so we can finally end the debate on what the veterans are due. Times are different now. Spear's legitimacy will increase by 5 and decreases the minimal investment in army funding, or it is their right earned in blood, which increases the legitimacy of everyone else. Nope, times are different now. You will have to get used to it that we cannot do it. And did that actually... Oh wow, that actually lowered the possible army expenditures massively. Nice. Okay. So we can lower it so low that we actually have a yearly surplus of 0.4% of our GDP, and we still have a real growth of 1.5. Actually 1.6 when we round it up accurately. Not bad. Okay, let's keep it up because I'd really like to kill the GDP debt a bit. And the surplus of 0.9 billion is going to do us quite a lot of good. So if we wanted to, we might increase, for example, science expenditures. As that would stimulate the economy a bit more. What if we went with that? Okay, but that doesn't do anything with the... Wow, we would have to go all the way overboard to start simulating the economy. Let's not do that now. Let's savor the benefit of a boost. What's the effect on our army now? Still fairly positive. Circumvent penalty, army training, actual effectiveness, war support, stability. Oh, military spending actually affects stability as well? Hold on. So if we moved it to maximum, stability would be increased. Damn, okay, well, but we can actually do that. Not at this point anyway. We might in the future, but not at this point. So, catharsis elected in Uruguay. The 1962 Uruguayan elections have come to close, and the winner are the catharsists of the Colorado Party. Hold on, let's get rid of this. Oscar Gestido is expected to head the council for the first year of the new government. A retired general, Gestido is considered a hero for his role in helping the victims of the 1959 floods. Such was his renown that the recently created UCB decided to recruit him into its ranks. Representing the Colorado right, the UCB is the home of the conservative Baptists and other minor groups. One of them are the Blanco Acevadists, controversial for their fascist sympathies, while Gestido has managed to name a cabinet with some left-wing figures to keep the unity of the Colorado Party. Maintaining it will be a task that will require military discipline. Leftists, rightists, and proto-fascists in the same place doesn't seem stable. So that was Uruguay, right? Wait. Uruguay is down here, yep. Consejo Nacional de Gobierno. And I wonder, they mentioned Colorado. Is that an area in Uruguay? I'm not familiar with that. Centro Este Metropolitana. Not really. Oh, and our credit rating has finally improved. So let's check the effect. Debt to GDP is 105.2% now, and we actually for the first time lowered the actual national debt. The debt interest is 1.51%, and you can see that our yearly surplus is now up to 1.37 billion from the, what was it, was it 0.9 billion? Well, either way, we are doing much better. Nearly 0.6% of our GDP can get reinvested back into repaying the debt, and we still managed to keep a nice real GDP growth here. Good. So situation is under control. Things are looking kind of cool. We have highest legitimacy. Heydrich is making moves. What the hell does this one mean? Is he going to assassinate us or something? I really hope not. Please tell me that's not what this means. Well, finding a reformers is gonna help. I don't like anything regarding Heydrich, to be quite precise. Okay, DEFCON 3 now. The world tension sits at 58%. Well, we still have the highest amount of warheads. Which only means that in case something goes wrong, we are going to be royally screwed because we're going to bomb ourselves into oblivion. Was the production units? No, we didn't. Okay, construction. Okay, we need to look into shadowing more infrastructure. So, wait, let me see. Okay, national focus completed. Okay, find the reformers have been finished. Although the Wehrmacht is primarily split between Parteikanzler Bormann and Reichsmarschall Göring, with the majority of its talented officer pool being drawn to either party, there are still quite a few sympathetic. There are quite a few sympathetic to Herr Speer's ambitious reformist plans. However, these individuals aren't particularly vocal in their secret, unquenchable appetite for reform. Therefore, we have no choice but to carefully filter the officers of the Wehrmacht, identifying those who are sympathetic to our cause in the event of trouble following the Führer's passing. So we got extra 5 legitimacy, and you got the Wehrmacht reformers. Militärstaat Madagascar declared war on Reichskommissariat. Okay, here we go with Madagascar. Militärstaat Madagascar declared war on the Republic of Madagascar. And the Republic of Madagascar declared war on Reichskommissariat Madagascar. Great. issue is here, none of these actually help us with legitimacy, only this one does. So let's go with restrict the SS recruitment. And we have decisions. Oh, okay. A whole new situation happened in Madagascar. So let's read this first. A strongly worded letter. This letter has been marked as urgent. Those who have a level 4 Rheingold clearance and above are permitted to view this document. Please contact your nearest supervisor if you are unsure. Heil Hitler! Situation in Madagascar getting worse day by day. Supply depots across the north, east and southern regions have been ransacked of their belongings. Troop movements by our men were not ordered from General Command. SS refused to follow our orders entirely. Lack of supply is complete and total. It has been 3 weeks since the last supply convoy from Europe has reached us. Most soldiers do not have ammunition, and those that do refuse to fire it out of fear. Food has run out, and many men have resorted to killing stray animals to survive. Unconfirmed reports of cannibalism in the highland areas. We are trying to crack down on discipline, but many of our men have fled their barracks. One barrack in Manakara was found with every soldier dead, except for a settler conscript who had shot himself in the temple. I have sent telegrams before, but no response has been sent back. I do not know what is happening in Europe. All outside communication has been destroyed by the Americans. If this message gets through, Madagascar will be already collapsed. It is already collapsing, but it will be only a matter of time until a mass revolt breaks out. Areas in the north have fallen to the natives, and contact in the highlands has been cut off completely. We need assistance from our fatherland, and we need it quickly. We do not need just guns. We need non-perishable foods, medical supplies, fuel, drinkable water, and transport vehicles to carry our men and supplies. We are trying to hold ourselves, however, the situation is becoming untenable. We are dying, and we need help from the fatherland. I repeat, we are dying, and we need help from the fatherland. If we do not get assistance now, then all hope is lost for Madagascar. We require your assistance as our protector. Why did you send us Madagascar? Why did you send us to Madagascar if you would not protect us? Sincere regards, Erhard Milch. What? We'll get to this later. Okay, so we can now intervene in the Madagascar Civil War. So how's the situation looking? So there's Republic of Madagascar, led by Gabriel Ramansoa. There's Militaristas Madagascar, Statocratic Nazism, Erhard Milch, and his Reichskommissariat Madagascar, Power Vacuum. Okay, so what does it say? Like many in Göring's Erhard Milch is a decorated man, a brave and patriotic soldier who first distinguished himself by serving with honor in the First World War, and who then went on to be the instrumental figure in the organization of the Luftwaffe. He is a respectable and important figure among Schörner's band of militarists, so why would an esteemed general of the Wehrmacht be sent to such a remote location as Madagascar? Unusual enough, Milch was not assigned to the Red Island as a punishment, or at least he wasn't the one being punished. Truth is, he is here to keep Reichskommissar Maurice in check and to coordinate the ground garrison on the island to crush any native uprising. The only problem with this, however, is that both men have never been able to speak for more than 1 hour without one of them leaving the room. Such a situation naturally makes running the Reichskommissariat greatly complicated. Now war has broken out in Madagascar, and, for once, Milch is in a position to do something. Along with a group of loyal soldiers, he plans to crush what he sees as unruly rebels and to take control of the island with the aim of giving it back to Germania once and for all. Okay, so this, the Reichskommissariat Madagascar Power Vacuum is just useless, but this one is good. That one is our ally, and this is social nationalism. Okay, so what can we do with Madagascar here? Conflict status. All hell has broken loose in the Reichskommissariat Madagascar, where the traitor Emil Maurice fled and the natives in open revolt. Now only Milch and those loyal to him and the Reich remain to fend off the encroaching degeneracy. The Americans and Japanese have already begun to meddle in the affair, propping up the challenges to our control. The OFN have established a proxy administration full of their own men and remnants of Maurice's administration. It seems the rot coming from the head infected the whole body. Meanwhile, in the north of the island, our one-time ally Japan is sponsoring natives led by the former collaborator Maurice Ramanastsoa. That's this one, right? Yeah. But there are only 3 factions, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Japan is sponsoring natives led by former collaborator Gabriel Ramansoa against both our garrison and the self-proclaimed OFN administration. We cannot allow Madagascar to be the weak wing that swallows our whole chain. We must rally our resources and restore order to the island. So what options do we have here? Nothing in here, but we can meet with Militarstat generals. Okay, that's 100 political power. We can authorize bombing sorties. Against German bombing runs. Division speed, division defense, planning speed. Supply Militarstat forces. They get 1000 infantry equipment and 500 support equipment. We can ship German advisors. Okay, that's gonna give them experience gain, division attack, division defense, planning speed. Send German combat engineers. They get construction speed, research speed, factory output. Do they even have factories though? That's the question. They got 4 divisions and 0 factories. Okay, so sending combat engineers doesn't make much sense if they have no factories. Sabotage enemy logistics. German sabotage effort, which gains German sabotage, division attack, factory output, and the Deutsche Nation division attack. Can we send reinforcements, volunteers? Yeah, we can. Okay, how many? We can send 2 divisions. Okay, I think we could send... Well, we have the paratroopers, but those are fairly small. We also have this unit, the specialized forces, which... they have soft attack, hard attack, defense and breakthrough. Actually, the paratroopers have a better situation. Supply is 0.74. You use less supply. I have a feeling that whoever is gonna be there is gonna have an issue with supply. What about regular infantry? Now their breakthrough is way worse, but their defense is much higher. And so is soft attack. Do we have... What about the tank divisions? If we send those... Look at that supply use. Soft attack, hard attack, breakthrough and defense. Now I think maybe sending... What kind of units do you have? 4 to 6, 3 to 5. Madagascar Regiment. Are you getting... You're not getting any reinforcements or volunteers. So I think in our best interest it would be to send the units as fast as possible. So let's see. Let's compare them one more time and see who we're gonna send. Either the special forces or... Well, you're an elite infantry as well. So basically, the difference here is that you get the air assault company and medevac, but you don't have that. But there's more of you here. So we got soft attack higher, hard attack lower, defense higher, breakthrough lower. So these are more offensive. Piercing is way higher here. Okay, let's send the paratroopers. They have slightly higher supply usage, but I think it's not that horrifying. So send volunteers. It's the 11th. Wait, it doesn't show me the names here. So this is Heinrich Trette. Heinrich Trettner here. Okay, we can send 2 divisions. Send air volunteers. Oh, we can send air wings, but you know, let's ask for that. It's fine either way. So we select it. So let's send him. And now let's see what kind of support can we provide. So we can supply them. That's definitely something that we can do. Infantry equipment and support equipment. We can sabotage enemy logistics and authorize bombing sorties and ship Germans advisors. I don't think it's worth meeting with them for 100 political power. That is a bit too much. Well, let's do it this way and take you off the list. So they will allow us to send in the units. That is good. What about you guys? Do you have anything? You do. Actually, you have the most divisions here. Okay, collapse of the German Madagascar. Admiral Thomas Murer of the OFN's Indian Ocean Command affirms that the situation in German Madagascar has reached a stage of open rebellion against the government of Reichskommissar Emil Maurice. Although Madagascar, much like other German territories, is plagued by the issues of native resistance to colonial rule, Murer confidently announced that it was the German garrison which mutinied. Earlier reports also confirmed that the native Malaxi of the island have subsequently taken up arms. No comment on the uprising was forthcoming from Germania, with unofficial reports indicating a general indifference about the island's fate. Experts agree that, with political instability regarding the succession of Adolf Hitler, the island, often used by the Reich to exile those who have fallen out of favor, is unlikely to receive much attention. Well, that's where you're wrong. We are not going to abandon them. They are ours, and we will thus work with them. So Heinrich making moves is happening. Not sure what that is gonna do, but we'll deal with it accordingly. Okay, debt to GDP 105.2%. We are still getting a decent surplus. Okay, so our divisions have arrived to Madagascar. Now, what are we gonna do here? The northern guys are weaker, but they don't have factories. Okay, let's send them. Let's send them to action. See how fast are you moving? 23. What's the supply situation here? The supply. I don't think sending you by rail would help much, but we can try. Does that speed up? What's your movement now? 6, base 5. Well, either way, we're gonna try to attack in the north and see if we can do something. This is a complicated territory, though. But hopefully our units will be able to do something. Yeah, they don't seem like maybe their units will be that strong. There's already fights happening. Okay, turn off the strategic redeployment. Yeah, the speed hasn't increased that much, but it's gonna be fine. Okay, 3 dockyards. Finish the upgrades to our ships. Let's see, anyone else can be upgraded. Would you? Yeah, you could also be upgraded to the B class. So this basically, it is basically unification of the capabilities of our forces, where we're trying to make them do or standardize their equipment. Okay, our recovery is happening. We'll have to see how they will perform in this combat. Now, you don't have much to do. You gotta supplying race. So let's start attacking here, and we'll join in that fight soon. Though we might actually try to, unless something goes wrong, go for an encirclement here. Let's see how it's gonna go. We have no intelligence on that combat. So you can go and try to encircle, and you're gonna join in on this fight. Combat buff is fairly good. Yeah, we're doing great. Our units will be the elite here. So we'll just have to make sure that we eliminate the enemy units one by one. Just making sure that they will never be able to outmaneuver us and recover. We're gonna save Madagascar for the future generations. Oh, and that reminds me that not only do we need to save it for future generations, we also need to save ourselves for future generations. So let's improve the infrastructure. Okay, we can do it here. I'm having a hard time realizing where our borders end. Okay, so this is the territory that we have. So let's just improve it here. This is what? Duisburg, points in Essen. Okay, so we can have you improve this area. And let's end this episode by eliminating this unit. We're gonna wait for the guys to take the territory, and now let's eliminate them, which is gonna be easy enough. Okay, so the initial combat has started. It's looking pretty good. Oh, we can actually help with ourselves with a doctrine as well. So we'll investigate that in the next episode. A bit of an issue in the south. Hopefully our units can hold there. Seems like they can. So we're just gonna push north towards Mahayanga. Then we can swoop down towards Antananarivo. Take the capital if it's not, or is it still under our control? Wait. No, it's not. Okay, so it would make sense to take this territory and then focus on the enemy, but I think we might eventually, in some case, split our units to make sure that we don't get overrun in the south, because the capital of Tulear must not fall. So we can push and maybe destroy some units in here, then redeploy our units to the south and secure this area for our units, and then do a final push north. We'll see how this is gonna go. But hey, already we have managed to strike one of our enemies, and that is pretty good. So with that said, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Yeah, there's nothing here that we could not do. Yeah, things are looking great.